네, 오늘 여기서 릴루 마세를 만나고 있습니다. 네, it's really great to see you in person, and thank you for allowing us to do this interview. And welcome to Japan, and you will come to Korea sometime later.
Yes, I'm very happy to be in Asia. One of my first Asian trips, and I look forward coming to Korea. Yeah, another time. This was kind of just to come here and visit Japan, a country I've always wanted to see. So, Korea, here I come soon.
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions that we've got because we are publishing your book in Korea sometime soon, and a lot of Korean people will wonder about what kind of person you are and what you do, and we are so excited to know about you. Could you give us a brief introduction about yourself and what you do? And you are doing Juicy Living Tour, and can you talk us about a little bit?
Yeah, I basically I travel to different places around the world to interview people that I find inspiring, people that are showing us a new way of life, maybe a more freeing way to live. I'm all about inspiring others and inspiring myself too in the process to let go of the past, you know, and live this juicy life, this, as they say in Japanese, is oishi life. And I just want that. I want that for everybody. I want that for myself, of course, and just following the bliss and following our intuitions and letting go of this past. So I do video blogs and interviews of people and authors, or everyday people transforming their lives. And I also wrote books of this process along the way. So the first book was in 2009, the second is in 2010, and now I'm writing the third one in 2013. So it's like what it takes to go through this journey. And it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. It's been so much fun.
Wow. Yeah, it's great to hear that. And well, yeah, your job was amazing. We are translating and subtitling your videos into Korean, and a lot of people say it's very great to know, and they are all warmly received, and we are happy to provide that service to Korean people, and we also very thank you for allowing us to do that.
Thank you.
And our next question is because we are publishing your book in Korea, your first book, I Lost My Job and I Liked It. So tell us a little bit about your book.
And I want to thank you for first translating those interviews, because it's so important to share this information to me, as many languages as possible, because there are some teaching that are really worth spreading. So thank you so much for, you know, generously, openly wanting to do that and share that in your own country. That means a lot about who you are. And those videos are awesome, so you check them out. No, those people are awesome. Wayne Dyer, I mean, come on, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and all these folks are just amazing. But yeah, the book, why I did the book?
How did the book come out, and what happened to you before
yeah.
the book?
So I've been video blogging on YouTube since 2006, and I was video blogging, so meaning I was talking to the camera and sharing kind of my insights and the challenges and the things that were going right. I was setting intentions and testing universal laws and seeing how really life, what I had learned in seminars or in books, I wanted to apply it basically. So little by little, I end up one day meeting Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah Winfrey was just this big inspiration. And when I saw her interviewing people, it's something resonated in me, and I wanted to also interview others. So then I embarked on interviewing people and putting that on the internet. And then after that, at some point, I was still doing that and my other job, and I decided to go back to Europe and accept this position of director of marketing in London. And 7 months after it, while I was working, I just felt so much distress, and I was really stressed at that job. I felt even bullied. I mean, I felt really just, this boss was not right. He was really mean at times, and I was I was hurting myself, you know. I know now is this day that he wasn't him. I was doing that to myself and allowing it, and I didn't have the courage to leave. So one day, he called and he announced that I was fired. And when that happened, my ego and everything just really was like, oh my God, what is happening? And I felt terrible. But very quickly, and that's when the book starts, I realized that this might be the biggest opportunity ever, because I didn't have the courage before that to leave this job. So from that point on, it's been this real authentic too, and not easy all the time journey that I wanted to share, with all the fears and everything that comes along with it, and the application of those principles or things that we know that works and we have heard of it, but really putting them in practice when things are not easy and when we have challenge. I think that's when it's really great to see, okay, this works or not. And so this is the book. This 30 days after losing my job and wanting to attract my dream job. One of my dreams was to create a book, so that check mark.
Yeah. So ultimately, it's more like chance for you to free yourself. Getting fired of the job. It seems like being fired, but it's more actually like being freed.
Total freedom by the end of the book. I mean, I feel more and more alive and at the top of this mountain, like, okay, anything is possible now. I can create it. I'm not attached to this job, and what is life going to be about? And it's very freeing, yes.
You've got this, you took this big leap of faith and you started to embark your own journey with seemingly in a bad situation. And I was wondering if you have any messages to people, because there are many people who want to leave their job or who want to try to do something else they interested in, but they just fear to leave for whatever reasons they may be, for money or for anything else. And there are many people like that. And is there any message you want to send to those people?
Yeah, first, there's no rush. There's no need to rush or leave a situation like that. And sometimes we're impatient and we again make other decisions based on fear. So there's really two things to know, is that am I acting from fear or am I acting from love? If you choose to leave your job because you're really honoring and truly loving yourself, then do it by all means. This is the best thing you could do. If you're doing it from fear or from just feeling in this place of, just patience, because we make the wrong decision through fear, unfortunately. Sometimes that's what we have to go through, but I found that fear is just the wrong guide, and it's better to be in this loving place and start to really, even though if we're in this context that might be scary, or where we have doubts and where our work environment is not good, or where we wish we would do something else, the process of loving oneself is very important and can be done at any point, regardless of the context. So when you start really acknowledging and appreciating even hard moments that you have, or maybe having been bullied in the past, or having lost your job, but liking it, like really starting to be grateful for those hard moments, then the real gratitude starts, and you will find all the different things why you can be grateful for the situation. Because in that environment, actually, or when you want to change environment, you can totally grow and love yourself regardless, and then you're building this muscle inside, because the most important is really our outside change. Once our inside, if we love ourselves and we respect ourselves and we accept ourselves the way we are, it's really it becomes unconditional at some point, and things that don't resonate with that anyway, you will leave that space. So the main thing I'm learning right now is to not hurt myself. Like all those negative thoughts, or being hard and not feeling good enough, or wondering, am I going to be able to make it, and all that are hurting ourselves, and we have to stop working that way, because then we become dependent on other people's opinion, we become dependent on the government, we become dependent on our boss, become our partner, and all of that doesn't create the freedom of the spirit, really our spirit, our core self that just is joyful and full of love and abundance. This is who we are, but we forgot, and we live those lives, we live those lies. We live lies, and we live lives that don't really are us, that don't correspond to. Of course we're fearful because we're not adapted to that situation. This is not who we are. We're trying to convince ourselves that we're up for that, but we're not. So it's a process. It's a process. We all have our own process. There's not one process, and that's why I wanted to share in the book my own journey authentically, the ups and the downs, just so that to show the humanity and all that, because I think we've been too long looking up for some people that have arrived, or when we're all in this journey, all of us together, there's nobody that has all the answers. But by living authentically from the heart and speaking our truth, then we can see each other in one another and go back into this oneness, because we're really all the same. And I just that really calls me, like, this is how I want to live my life every day. And it's, I see it more and more possible every day, where the fears are just gone and there's less gap between who I really can be and what I've been. I mean, there's just, so it's a beautiful journey, and I think that's the journey we're all embarking on. So we might as well jump and do it.
Yeah, you just told about that. Don't make your decision in fear, and just make the decision in love. And is there any way? Is there a kind of tip that you could, tell which one is fear and which one is love? Is there any way?
That's a great question. When it's in fear, you feel separated, alone. It's like you have doubts. To me, when I make a decision based on fear, when there is doubts, at least, because now it's more doubts than fears, it's a red light. It's not clean. It's not free. It's not pure. When it's a decision from love, and there's your intuition telling you should do that. Sometimes it's not even rational. You don't know why, but it feels good. There's something soft and gentle. There's something connected and loving. You might have some fear related to how you're going to do it, but there's something deeper underneath all that you're supposed to do it. And yes, and that's beautiful, and follow that. But the fear is just this, like, if I would have gone back to my previous work, which was marketing, because I was fearful to not be able to pay the bills, then I would have reacted from fear, because I would have gone to my old job. And even though if I was afraid, to continue moving towards my dream has been the best thing. And yes, there's been a lot of healing moments and a lot of doubts at some points and all that. But little by little, there's like the core inside of me was more and more loving, more and more accepting of even the parts of myself that I didn't accept before. Then the more my life was a mirror of that love that I felt inside.
Yeah, and you are interested in spirituality, and you interviewed many great people who works on that area, and you still live in reality, and balancing the reality and the spirituality, that could be a big question. My mom always says to me that, okay, honey, it's all good that you're talking about mind and body, and that's all good, but you are living in the reality, and how are you gonna deal with it? You have to be always aware of where you're living, and how do you balance those two parts?
I feel that I'm living a more real life now than I was before. Before I was denying. I was denying who I was denying my feelings. I was denying the fears. I wanted to be in control of things. I was comparing myself. All of those are part of something. It's a fake reality. It's not real. The real stuff, and to me spirituality is life. I mean, there's no difference, because it's about going into this journey of living who we are, living authentically, opening our potential. living a great life, a juicy life, a life that corresponds to us. So to me, people that say that are actually, they don't realize, and it's okay, that there is truly something bigger to be lived that is so much more fulfilling.
Yeah, the final question is, you know, you meet a lot of people, and sometimes people have different opinions, and sometimes, you know, the opinions or the arguments don't agree with each other. Like, yeah, and sometimes for the same topic, the opinions could be different or even opposite. And how can you, how do you reconcile them?
Yeah. And it's okay. Like, we're all different, and there's many people with different opinion, and I think it's beautiful. Like, let's hear that, let's listen to it, and let's make our own mind. I don't believe in one person is going to tell us the whole truth. I believe every person has something to say. And so I'm listening to those interviews, not trying to practice exactly or judge or do exactly what they say. It's just whatever resonates with me at the moment, I take that and I take it on. But I'm not gonna, the real thing, I mean, the answers are within. So ultimately, it's just hearing different, and whatever resonates, then great. So I don't, some things I will resonate deeper with and some others less. And it's to me, it's more about the energies that those people are sharing, meaning their enthusiasm, what they're sharing, their love. I feel like I'm being nurtured, like it nourishes my soul. So that's beautiful. It's not so much about the information. To me, it's more about the experience.
Wow, so thank you so much for doing this interview today. And for the last, do you have anything to comment for Korean people? Would you like to say something to Korean people?
Yes. Oh my God, to all Korea, you know, there's so much wisdom out in the world, including in your country, and very ordinary people creating extraordinary lives for themselves from simply being themselves. So this is amazing what you're doing through your publishing company and through subtitling videos, and because this is creating a vortex, you know, this is allowing other people and you to discover your greatness. And this is not just some people, it's all of us right now. There is a revolution, an evolution of human being happening in the world right now. I can guarantee you that. I travel around the world to interview people. This is happening everywhere. You are pioneering in your own country. These people are great. You know, you're pioneering. We are. If you're listening to this video, you are part of that too. You are being a co-creator. Something amazing is happening, and I'm so grateful that we're all jumping on that wagon and we're letting go of those fears. It's not easy every day, but it's such a fulfilling journey. So continue doing that. I thank you, and I'm honored to be, you know, creating that with you. And really, to all Koreans, I so look forward coming to Korea. So I'll see you very soon, and I look forward to interviewing juicy, inspiring people in Korea. So don't hesitate to let them know. And I love you. Big kisses. Bye from Asia. Big kisses. Thank you.